features. These features are common in almost all economic models. Number one is the ceteris paribus assumption, that is, other things remaining the same assumption. Second feature is the supposition that every economic model talks about some optimization problem. That is, every economic decision maker seeks to optimize something. And third feature of an economic model is a careful distinction between positive and normative questions. You might know from earlier two courses on microeconomics that there are two types of economics. One is positive economics and other is normative economics. So in positive economics, the focus is on description or explanation of economic phenomena. The things are analyzed or studied as they are, while the focus of normative economics is on suggestions, what should be. So, normative economics tries to suggest how the things should look like, how different variables should be. So, this is the basic distinction between positive and normative economics, and this is also part of an economic model. Each economic model is supposed to carefully distinguish between positive or normative questions. We have already discussed the ceteris paribus assumption, the first element of an economic model, in detail. We also talked about second element of an economic model, that is optimization assumptions. Now we will be talking about third and last common element or feature of an economic model. So a final feature of most economic models is the attempt to differentiate carefully between positive and normative questions. Thus far, we have been concerned primarily with positive economic theories. Such theories take the real world as an object to be studied, attempting to explain those economic phenomena that are observed. So, positive economics studies or analyzes and tries to explain the economic phenomena as they are observed. Positive economics seeks to determine how resources are in fact allocated in an economy. Here, the focus is on how the things look like, how the things are actually there. But a somewhat different use of economic theory is normative analysis, taking a definite stance about what should be done. So focus of normative economics or normative analysis is on suggestions about the desired values of different variables, how the things should be. Where positive economics is talking about how the things look like, how the things are actually there. But the focus of normative analysis or normative economics is taking a definite stance about what should be done. Under the heading of normative analysis, economists have a great deal to say about how resources should be allocated. अब अगर हम पॉजिटिव इकोनॉमिक्स की बात कर रहे हैं तो वहाँ पे हमारी स्टेटमेंट ये होगी कि एक इकोनॉमी के अंदर या सोसाइटी के अंदर रिसोर्सेज की एलोकेशन किस तरह है, how the resources are being allocated in an economy. But if we are talking about normative economics should say about how resources should be allocated. For example, an economist engaged in positive analysis might investigate how prices are determined in the US healthcare economy. The economist also might want to measure the costs and benefits of devoting even more resources to healthcare by, for example, offering government subsidized health insurance. But when he or she specifically advocates that such an insurance plan should be adopted, the analysis becomes normative. So जब तक वो सिर्फ अर्लियर एलोकेशन को, अर्लियर हेल्थ केयर प्रोग्राम्स को स्टडी कर रहा था, एनालिसिस कर रहा था एक इकोनॉमिस्ट, he was dealing with positive economics. His focus was, this was positive economics. But if this particular economist, if advocating that such an insurance plan should be adopted, then this is normative economics. So every economic model generally has this third feature too. Either each economic model uses positive economics or normative economics. So now there is some sort of differentiation or difference of opinion on positive or normative analysis. Some economists believe that the only proper economic analysis is positive analysis. अब इसकी एग्जांपल वो फिजिकल साइंसेस से देते हैं कि क्योंकि फिजिकल साइंसेस में the argument is that scientific economics should concern itself only with the description or possibly prediction of real-world economic events. To take political positions and to plead for special interests are considered to be outside the competence of economists acting as such. So according to this school of thought, it is not an economist's job to suggest different things. His or her job is to describe or predict the real world events. It is not the job of the economist to suggest something. According to this school of thought, of course, an economist, like any other citizens, is free to express his or her views on political matters. But when doing so, he or she is acting as a citizen, not an economist. On the other side, for some other economists, however, the positive normative distinction seems artificial. They believe that the study of economics necessarily involves the researcher's own views about ethics, morality, and fairness. According to these economists, searching for scientific objectivity in such circumstances is hopeless. Despite some ambiguity, this book tries to adopt a positive, positivist positivist tone, leaving normative concerns for you to decide for yourself. So, as far as this book is concerned, most of the time things will be positive economics. Very little use of normative economics will be as far as this book is concerned. So far we have talked about three basic elements of an economic model, and what are those three basic elements that usually an economic model has these features. One is ceteris paribus assumptions. Every economic model assumes certain variables to be constant, some variables being equal. Second feature is that every economic model somehow tries to analyze some optimization problem. Either some objective function is being maximized or being minimized in an economic model. And third is the distinction between normative and positive economics. We will continue this discussion in further classes and further sessions. Thank you.